You guys, this is boy Charlie Brown. Happy Sunday to you all. I know this video is made in a rush and all my setup is kind of in a haphazard way, but I'll try to make this video quick and try to give the information that I want to give here and not yap too much about the situation. So here's a post that I recently saw, and it's about an NRI student. People who don't know what NRI is, non-resident Indian. A US born non resident Indian student shares challenges, highlights poor management and corruption, igniting mixed reactions online. So, there's a lot of things to talk about here, and there's a lot of things to cover right here, right? So, first, let's talk about his general statement that said the country has no civil sense. Well, to a major illiterate population, you could say true in sense. I've been to ghettos to make people understand what the ghettos are. Ghettos are a part of the city which members of minority groups and concentrated, especially resulting of popular social, legal, religious, environmental, or economic pressure. So basically, places like, for example, places where the indigenous people live, like the Red Indians, call them as the United States people call them, or people like black neighborhoods, basically, or people with like Mexican neighborhoods, Latino neighborhoods, like kind of that in general, I think. And I met homeless people in United States with better manners than many Indians. Uh, See, meeting people is like 50-50. Okay, you can meet good people, you can meet bad people. I would say, in my humble opinion, it's like if you go to darker neighborhood, not darker, I would say, but like more uh, as quoted by people, dangerous neighborhoods such as Detroit, uh, Cleveland. I think Austin has become better now. I don't know if Austin has those neighborhoods where it's like kind of skimpy, like not skimpy, but like sorry, dark and grimy. But okay, let's say Cleveland and Detroit for now. Or there are millions of neighborhoods like that. Okay, I'm not gonna like name every one of them, but like I'm just giving an example. You can find good and bad people everywhere in every form of place. But see, this like first statement kind of hit me in a way of like, first of all, which state of the United States of America are you coming from, and what state in India are you comparing it to? See, I cannot compare like SoCal is basically Southern California to fucking Bihar. Bihar is like Bihar has wonderful people, but like comparing Bihar, which is an, I would say, rather bad state when it comes to financial stuff and literacy, you cannot compare it to SoCal, which is an enriched state full of money and wealthy people, right? It's just not how it means. Like this first statement kinds of give me a way of like it's just a teenage rant. It's not something like he take in account to like when he's thinking, or he's just not a rational person, in my opinion. Like when I hear the first statement, okay, that's my personal opinion about it. Second, no one takes the time to slow down and enjoy small things in life. True, that could be said for people in United States, in big cities. Just compare New York City. People have no time for bullshit. They just go about their lives. They don't even have the time to date, dog. They just buy a premium subscription for Tinder, Hinge, whatever fucking dating like stuff you had. If you want to go back to the countryside, like you go to West Virginia, you go to Virginia, or you go to Ohio, you'll find people that are giving time for themselves and stuff like that. If you're gonna go to an expensive, like extremely busy town city where you go like Bangalore and stuff like that, or you go to Telangana, or you go to let's say Delhi, people don't have time for stuff. We're just in a rat race, right? Bro, like India is still like very comparatively slower when it comes to rat racing and education stuff. If you go to Korea, bro, this I think this guy who's saying this thing, if he goes to Korea, he'll just die, bro. Like no, I'm not saying it like in a bad way, like you should die or stuff like that. But like you're not India in India or in, I would say, Japan or China. Yeah, we're in a rat race where like we are pushing stuff. But if you go to countries that are pushing harder than this, like if you go to Korea, or if you like even in China, bro, China is pretty way harder, bro. You go to China or Korea, which is China is just preparing for like to become the next big superpower, and Korea is just like we are trying to recover from the war stuff. They're in a way worse rat race than we are. Like you have not seen a true rat race, to be honest, homie. Yeah, and like this, like you can just see the statement like no one takes the time to slow down and enjoy the small things. Like let's just say it's true. Compare he's comparing it to the United States, but to be honest, I'm not sure which state of the USA he's coming from and which state he is living in. He's comparing to, because even in the United States is a big place, has a lot of states in it. Like a lot of states have different lifestyles. Like if you're in a heavy duty state, if you're in a like a low chill countryside state, like if you're in Virginia, West Virginia, California, Ohio, I don't know which state you are in. So like it's hard to compare which state, like comparing from which state to like United States is like a big cultural like platter. Like there are different people, like different states having different kind of culture, different kind of pace, different kind of lifestyle. Like even if you go from one state to another, it's like a complete shift of like everything. Like everything shifts like as you like go from one state to another. Like United States is not a small state; it's like a big state. Like I think like just California itself is bigger than most European countries. To be honest, like you cannot compare that shit. Like, first of all, you have like massive space, dog. Like this, yeah, yeah. But this can be attributed to massive population and horrible job market. That this can, I think this statement is true. Job market is horrible, obviously because competition is high. I can vouch for that shit. I see kids just studying and studying, and for what? Well, in a rat race, if you want to live, and I'm sorry to say this, if you want to live and breathe in a competitive country like India, China, Korea, you have to do that. See, either you come from a big daddy wallet area, like you have your dad that who is a big wallet, and you can start a startup. And even that, like people with big daddy wallets, like they want their sons to be in the same business. Even if they start a new business, they want their son to continue new businesses. See, I'll give a great example. Dhirubhai Ambani gave his two sons, Mukesh Ambani and Anant Ambani, part of his business, and then Mukesh Ambani just expanded his business in different fields, but he still took the main business as the base business to make all these subsidiaries. So like even if you're in daddy's business, an acting father can teach his son how to act. Teachers teacher can teach his daughter or her daughter like to basically a parent can teach a child the stuff that they know about or they have field work in. And there are some stereotypical jobs or like these kind of industries where parents want to play safe. They don't want children to go into, because it's a risky market, I would say. One of them is arts, like the whole art field, where is it music, painting, uh designing and stuff, fabric designing, cloth designing, fashion. These are kind of risky jobs. People usually want people to study and like go into these safe jobs such as tech industry, accounting, commerce, economics, lawyers, doctors, researchers. These, I think, these are considered safe jobs compared like for people. I think tech industry is kind of in the hustle, like layoffs and all the stuff people can see. So I think some of the jobs, doctors and all these stuff, are still safe. I think, in my opinion, until AI takes completely over everything, right? But like, yeah, you understand my point, right? So yeah, I can understand the part of where he's coming from, where it's like it's a rat race. Yeah, I get it. It's a rat race. Okay. So this student, as he said from Reddit, he moved from the United States back to India for undergraduation degree. If you have moved with your own intention, then I guess you are to be blamed for your actions. But if your family has moved from United States back to India, they're definitely going through some financial crisis, because living in the United States is expensive. Whether you're living in the countryside or you're living in the fucking main like cities, is still expensive compared to India. So I think moving to India is a good choice, whether your parents did it or you did it. And yeah, like I can understand you moving to, because like some Indian institutes having higher value all over the world because of their how tough their shit is, like IITs or this kind of stuff. From his like mental perspective, like how he's putting stuff and how he's ranting, I don't think he is an IIT graduate, but I could be wrong. See, I'm a dumb idiot, okay? I could be wrong, but like he's just too stupid for this kind of shit. Like the first part of the answer kind of sounds too like I'm sorry to say this, it might sound racist, but like it's too of a white answer to give, like too like a rich white answer to give, to be honest. Like, oh, I have a simple life in the United States. I'm a white American. It's that it kind of has that kind of stuff. People of color, I've never seen people of color having this kind of answer. Very Hispanic, fucking Latino, what's it called? Arabic, black person, African American. Like, it's just not come from like that kind of place. Okay, infrastructure is pathetic. I can agree with that. Highlights under the GDP growth. Also highlight that despite the GDP growth, the infrastructure, the services, even education systems are poor and pathetic. Okay, it's true. I've been there. I've gone through education system. There are a lot of unnecessary stuff that I've been taught. But as I've said in my earlier videos, I don't think I've kept that video because it was too harsh, and I think in my opinion. But I'll just repeat myself. We go educational system to get the base and the idea of where we are going. Okay, it gives us the base and idea, and it gives us friends and opportunities to collab with. That's it. That's the base that education system can give. Obviously, if you're an enthusiastic student, you'll already learn everything that is necessary. That will like you already know everything if you're really interested in something before the institute teaches you. That's the beauty of learning. Like human beings are curious beings, and we will learn shit before even that's taught to us. Because if you're curious, we'll learn it, and if you're just forced into something, we will feel burdened down, depressed, and all that kind of shit. Okay, if you're really interested into something, we will learn that shit with all our heart. Okay, that's the reality of life. Okay, so education system, yeah, I can understand the scoring system. Like it scores you lower. It emphasizes more on like what the teacher says, just do that. And I think this thing is even applicable in United States education system, although I'm saying it from a perspective of private United States education system. I'm not saying it like because I've never seen or I have very few interactions with people from like I have interactions, but I've never talked about like education system from the like state colleges, or like I forgot what the term was, community colleges basically. So I've no idea about the community college. I'm not like have a detailed idea of how community colleges work. So I get you. So now we have covered infrastructure pathetic. Got you. I don't know which state are you mentioning in India. There are some states that have great infrastructure like Bangalore, Telangana, Hyderabad. What's the other one? Delhi has is like 50-50. Okay. New Delhi has good infrastructure. Delhi has somewhat good infrastructure, somewhat shitty. Okay. There are good and bad places everywhere. GDP is growing because businesses are growing, not the people. If you can understand that part, and that we are seeing that same effect in United States as well. Businesses are laying off, trying to rely more on the extensive money on this AI shit, which will push people away from businesses and they could have more profit. So we are seeing layoffs everywhere. So United States or Europe or any other country is not in a in a great state where every company wants to make maximum profit and have minimum people. So I think it's applicable for every country. The reason that United States doesn't manufacture stuff is because the labor cost is so high that they want China to make that shit, or Korea to make that shit, or Indians to make our shit. Like that's the reality of life. Okay, that's how things work. Everyone wants money. It's not something new, child. Like the third issue is corruption seems to be a way of life. True, corruption can be openly seen in India as compared to the United States. But I would say like this is my own opinion, and people can be stuff about it. In India, we give tips or we give like money as a way of appreciation for someone's work. Okay, if and we like give bonuses as well to people a lot. Okay. If there is festivity, we give bonuses to all our workers. If there's extra work that have been done, we give extra money as a form of tip to every worker. But this tip culture in United States is for stuff. The tipping culture in United States in general is like, okay, I'm gonna go and have a Starbucks. I'm gonna tip the staff, or I'm gonna have in a restaurant. I'm gonna tip staff. Okay. In India, we already have a thing called service charge, which is basically the money that will be charged by the restaurant for its service. Oh, I'm not. I see. I cannot vouch if it's going to the person individual or not. But usually we give, like if it's a family restaurant and we go in with family, usually we give them tips because obviously we are going to family, and when we're going to family, the most elder person is giving them tips because obviously they are the one that holding the money. They're ones that holding the family. They're man of the house or woman of the house, whoever that is. They're giving tips. It depends on financial condition. We are not forced to tip. But in United States, I've seen this culture where people think that tip is the right kind of stuff, which is kind of wrong. See, I may be wrong. Everybody is not tip hungry. Okay, every employee is not tip hungry. I've seen very great employees in the United States who work their ass off and do not like want tip or ask for tip or not take away tip directly from other people's wallet. So they are great people and they're bad people. Okay, they're good people, bad people, as I've said everywhere. So it's just some perspective. But if you wanna talk about corruption, I can talk about tips or like forced tips. So money is power everywhere, I would say. I know you're a student, a child, and you know nothing about your parents' struggles living in a foreign country, or your grandparents who have traveled to the United States to live to give you all a comfortable life. But with their age and their experience, they have definitely seen corruption all around the world, especially United States. You are just not aware about it because you don't have to face directly, because as parents we want to protect our kids to the best of our abilities, so we not let kids get involved in this dark gruesome reality of world where is corruption. There have might been instances where they had splurged money on corruption, but obviously they're not gonna tell you because they don't want you to have a bad image of the country or bad image of people. Now that you're living in India, I don't know if you're living with family or you're living alone, but now as you are living as an independent person, as an adult, you're seeing this firsthand, and I think this is just a shock to you. But yeah, I would say corruption is more visible in India compared to America, but that doesn't mean corruption doesn't happen in the United States of America. I have met people who have condoned the practice and recommended I do the same. Well, corruption, as I've said, is more open, so it's more acceptable and people do it. Obviously, they've not admitted on internet, oh, I paid police to get me out of the jail. Obviously, they're not gonna tweet this shit, bro. But yeah, people know that shit is happening. Okay, people can see stuff. People are not idiots. Okay, so if you see this, like corruption seems to be the way of life. I've met so many people who condone the practice and recommend I do the same. Truly, I don't think this country will get anywhere with corruption. It seems honest and moral. It seems honesty and morals are frowned upon by everyone around here. See, this is where I would say yes and no at the same time. See, this is a very thing. This is a very sensitive thing. Like, yes, our country is going downward hill, and I've talked about our country problems along a lot of times. And the freedom of speech thing has been brought up a lot of times. So I can agree with where honesty is not the way, but I think in some situations being sly is kind of good in whichever country you are. But yeah, some morals have been broken, and there are some moral codes that have been disturbed, and I can agree with that in my experience as well. So I can agree with that part. Okay. So next he says, propose that common people all of India pitch in and change the world for better. However, this post resonated with few users, as many were outraged by his comparison with India. Now we'll look at this people responses. Okay. Comparing United States to America is like comparing apples to oranges, comparing developing country to a developing country, not trying to defend India, but this is just not a fair comparison, said one user. Yeah, as I've said before, you're not giving me a clear answer which state you're living in United States you're comparing to the state of India which you're living in. See, dynamics can be different. If you live in a poor state in India, if you live in a high society in America, it could be highly different, obviously. No shit, Sherlock. As I said before, like each state in the United States has own dynamic culture and own way of living. It's just that it's like United States is that dynamic, bro. So yeah, another universe criticized the post for being yet another repetitive rant post about India's flaws. Here comes another boring opinion about India and its shortcomings. India is a poor and largely populated country. Number of people littering is greater than the people who clean it. It is like 100 people living in a 2 BHK apartment. Only 2 people are concerned about cleaning. That's true. That I can agree with. I've been living abroad for quite some time. While one could excuse the everyday corruption and lack of civil sense in a developing country, the difference couldn't be much starker when starker. What's stark? Starker, severe or bare in experience to outline. Okay, starker. When I visit another country with similar per capita income level, it's a huge eye opener right under the users. So yeah, some favor, some may not favor. And as said, per capita income, if you compare with per capita income, India is not doing so well. So comparing higher to lower is not good. I mean, compared to higher, good is kind of okay. Criticism is okay. Maybe it will help people open their eyes, grow better. But if you compare like Philippines, no, I mean Philippines, I would say is a better example because Philippines is going through a lot of shit right now. How do I don't know how so many countries to compare with, but yeah, compare any country that has a per capita enough compared to us, and we are doing so well compared to those countries. Like corruption is large in a lot of big countries like Romania, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and like Singapore even. So it's no joke. It's just that corruption is more open over here, and the inside and that in some state places corruption is just under the table. So just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So that's my opinion and my stance on this kind of stuff that was just mentioned. And anyways, thank you for watching this video. Hope you like this video, found this video interesting. If so, press the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you feel like you can donate through UPI, if you don't have UPI, I'll be soon be launching a donation link. I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll do it somehow. Take care, stay safe, peace out.